Welcome back to Your Average Investor, the channel that looks at my journey through investing, budgeting and finance. Now, it's been an absolutely crazy week out there for the stock market, with Pfizer and a German company combining to announce that they've developed a vaccine which could be up to 90% effective. Now, this has given the stock market a much needed boost, and it's seen my investments fly and soar from what we previously saw in my last video on my Trading 212 account. So today, it's been a long time since we've checked out my Vanguard account, which holds the majority of my investments at the moment. So I thought we'd take the opportunity today to take a look at my Vanguard account to see where it fares now after the rally on the stock market. Let's check it out. Here we are back inside my Vanguard investing account. You'll be able to see that the total value of my ISA is now £4,900.65, up from a previous of £3,837 in the previous video. My personal rate of return has jumped from 14% right up to 23.41%. This is largely due to the market rally of the previous few days off the back of news that Pfizer have developed a vaccine which is up to 90% effective for coronavirus. My largest holding is currently in the S&P 500 and makes up around 31% of my overall portfolio, with a total amount invested of £1,541.33. If we take a look at my investments in a bit more detail, you'll be able to see that since the 24th of May 2019, when I opened this account, I've invested a total of £4,415, meaning that my investments have returned to me almost £500 at £485.65. Looking at the graph, you'll see that the total value of my investments has steadily increased over time, and now the COVID-19 market dip is somewhat insignificant when you take into account the total graph. You can see that throughout 2019, my investments steadily increased in value, and this is partly due to my constant pound cost averaging in, as well as the market raise and market rises throughout 2019, along with some dividends as well. And you'll see that as we get on to March 2020, there was a market dip, which is obviously coronavirus. And then throughout that time, I decided that it was the best option to continue to pound cost average into the investments, which means I've reaped the rewards the other side. Because I invested a lot through that time, and the market has now rallied and returned to its new all-time highs in some cases, you'll see that out the other side of the market dip, I've actually seen some quite impressive gains. If we take a look at the overall calculations, you'll be able to see that throughout the time I've been investing, of almost 18 months now, I've only been charged £3.50 for account fees, which is excellent for a product and a value of investment of this size. I've also received £45.54 in dividends, and I'm expecting to receive more dividends towards the end of December next month. The dividends alone vastly outweigh the charges on the Vanguard platform, which is why Vanguard is an excellent place to get started on your investing journey, due to its cheap fees and vast quantity of ETF products. If you take a look at my individual investments then, you'll be able to see that my investment within the emerging market is currently up at 22.66%. netting me £75 in return. My investment in the developed Asia Pacific ex-Japan again is up at over 30%, equating to £61.48 in returns. The Ftse 100 really has seen a turnaround of late, with my capital return down at negative 1.94%, however that is giving me a current rate of return of positive £13. This is to do with the time-weighted nature of Vanguard's investment return data, so that's why it's showing me as currently down percentage-based, but up value-based. At one point, I was down at almost negative 30% here, so this really is impressive, and I'm really pleased to see that the Ftse 100 is now performing well again. We then come down to the S&P 500, which, as I've already said, is my largest investment holding at the moment, with me being up around 28% of my investments in here, equating to £186. And then finally, we've got the first investment I ever made, which was in the Vanguard Life Strategy 100% Equity Fund, up around 19% at the moment, which equates to £152. And again, I've continually pound cost averaged into all of these investments throughout the dip, and will continue to do so into the future. This graph of the value of the S&P 500 over time really does show the importance of pound cost averaging, as I've mentioned a fair few times in this video. This is such an important concept in my opinion that I will be devoting a full video to pound cost averaging in the future. All of the green dots on screen are where I've bought into the S&P 500 by buying at one ETF or two at that point. If we have a look at those two investments at the bottom of the market dip of March, you'll be able to see at the bottom of the screen they are on the 3rd of April where I bought one share at £38.41, and then on the 30th of March where I bought two shares, both valued at £38.87 each. At the top of the screen, you'll be able to see the current value of the S&P 500 is sat at £51.38 per share. This in essence equates to around a £12 to £13 increase per share that I bought at that period of time, equating to around £39 to £40 of total gain from those three shares alone that I bought at that market dip. Again, if we look a little further, these two shares that I bought on the 1st of May, valued at £44.27 at the time of purchase, you'll be able to see that these shares again have increased by around £7 in value when compared to today's price. So again, that's another £14 that I've seen returned to me since I bought those investments. By doing this over time, it means that you can make the most of the market dips whilst making minimal losses when the markets are really high and you're still buying in. So pound cost averaging, if you're new to investing, is a strategy that I really recommend that you adopt. So there we have it. That's just a quick rundown of my Vanguard account as it sits at the moment. As I've said, I'm really impressed with how this is progressing, and hopefully if you've followed these videos since I started them around 6 months ago, you'll have been able to see the value of my portfolio increase steadily. I hope that this shows you how possible it actually is to start developing quite a nice sizable pot by investing small or relatively small amounts each and every month. So there we have it, my Vanguard account, with a current total value of £4,900, which is something that I am really pleased with in this current climate. The rate of return that I'm seeing at the moment is well over what I expected to be with COVID-19 and everything else that's going on. And even my Ftse 100 investments have started to see some sort of positive rates of return, which is excellent because for so long they've been quite down for me. If you continue to enjoy videos like this, please show me by liking and commenting on the videos. It really helps the channel out. And if you're new to the channel, please also consider subscribing to help the channel grow. I've been getting lots of questions recently regarding investing, how to invest, and what's the best way to start investing. So I'm considering doing a question and answer video in the future. So if you've got a question you'd like me to answer, bearing in mind I'm not a financial professional and I don't offer financial advice, I can just tell you my opinion, then please drop a comment below and I'll get back to you in a future Q&A video. If you are new to investing though, why don't you check out Trading 212? This is an excellent place to start investing in individual stocks and shares, as well as ETFs and a number of other indices. If you check out one of the links below, you'll get a free share by signing up and investing just £1, and so will one of my subscribers, because all the links you'll find below are from my subscribers now. And also, if you fancy earning a little bit of extra money each month, why don't you check out match betting, where you can earn up to £1,000 every month just by using bookie offers and casino offers against them in a certain way. If that sounds like something you'll be interested in, check out one of the videos below and also check out the Profit Accumulator link for the software that I use to make up to £1,000 extra every single month, completely tax-free. With that said, again, I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's really good to be back making videos consistently, and I'll catch you in the next one.